All right, traders, the trading plan that I had given out in yesterday's video was 100% spot on. Within this video, I'm going to continue to prepare you to trade the best setups at the best prices. Before we get into the trading plans, we're going to quickly recap the trading plan that was disclosed in yesterday's video. So in terms of that trading plan, this is what was stated in the video. Within the Discord server in Trader Society, I'd clearly stated this was our main plan. If the SPY goes green to red, meaning you see the SPY break above the previous closing price and it goes green, which was 383.27. If it goes back under that level, you're going to want to scalp some puts. I had clearly stated in yesterday's video, if the SPY goes under 382.50, which was the pre-market lows on Friday, not only should it go back to Friday's lows, which was at 381, I said it should crack 381 and go to 380 to 378. And that is exactly what had occurred. So congratulations for those of you who took advantage of the SPY going green to red trading plan to scalp puts, as the bears will remain in control of that situation, and the next support levels below would be 381 to 380 to 378. Now, with that being said, I'm going to continue to prepare you to trade the best setups at the best prices. I'm going to put you in the most competent key levels to be trading at possible. I'm going to show you exactly how to determine if the bulls or bears are in control. As you can see, these are candlesticks, right? How are these candlesticks formed in the first place? By the volume. How is the volume formed in the first place? By buyers and sellers. What I'm going to do for you is I am going to put the voice, to put the audio behind these volume bars. I'm going to show you exactly how to make these candlesticks start speaking to you, exactly how to trade these candlesticks, how to trade the best setups at the best prices. Let's get straight into the video analysis. So first things first, for the bears to remain in control, right? So we've been on a huge multi-day sell-off within Trader Society. I had a crazy green streak that is still going strong, focusing on put options at key resistance levels for the past 5 days in a row. Obviously, at some point, the SPY has to have a reversal and it has to start to go back up to fill these gaps above. So not only am I going to teach you the side if the bears remain in control to play puts, but I'm also going to show you how to determine the reversal if the bulls take control and when to not be playing puts and when to consider playing calls, right? So let's get straight into it. So for the bears to remain in control for tomorrow, this is what I want you to understand. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking these key levels. We're going to be taking yesterday's low, which is at $381. We're going to call yesterday's low 381, Friday's low, right? Now, this is a key level that stands out to me as well. This $380.33. Why does this stand out to me? You got a very nice strong wick that formed with a nice little pump above yesterday's low. That's a key level. Also, the previous closing price at 380, right? So this is what I want you to understand. The low of this zone is $380.02. That's the previous closing price. The high of this zone is going to be Friday's lows, which is at like 381.20, right around there, you can call it, right? That's our zone. So for true strength, for the bears to be in control, it needs to top out at 381.20. It needs to top out at this 381.20. And for it to go super bearish and for true strength for the bears to really remain in control, it needs to crack below the previous closing price, and it needs to go green to red, which is under 380.02. As you can see, the SPY is starting to have a small little gap up. Remember on Friday, it was actually having a little gap down, right? So these are things to keep in mind, right? So for true strength, the bears need to crack 380 and they need to stay under Friday's low towards this 380.20 level, right? Now, if the bears do remain in control, what would occur in terms of the profit targets? So if they stay under 381, which would be the absolute max risk for anyone who considered playing puts, for it to go true super bearish and for it to be confirmed bearish and remain bearish, it would need to stay under 381 and it needs to crack below 380, go green to red on the day. If it cracks below 380, go green to red on the day, then it's confirmed bearish. That's your confirmation for bearish, right? The flip, just like the flip today. So the next support level would be 378.28. Now, if you did decide to play puts at this lower level and continue to chase the trend for that gap to fill below, right? So the thing about the trend is, yes, the trend is bearish, but it's going to flip at some point, and you don't want to get caught up in a squeeze. The bears have been printing money for the past 5 days at key resistance levels. Everyone should have been green, right? If you followed the plans and stuck to the key analysis. So you don't want to keep on chasing the trend. You have to be very careful. But if it's confirmed bearish, you can try it, but scale down in size, be extremely careful. Do not ever hold puts above that 381. Wait for 380 confirmation for the green to red flip. Now, I would not say in terms of profit taking that we're just going to blow through the low of day, right? So what I would do is if I did play any puts with the bearish confirmation, I would take profits towards today's low, towards that 378.28. Now, here's another play. This is a follow-up on the gap breakdown. This is another play I have for you. If it goes under 378.28, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to wait for a big sell-off. You want a big sell-off under 378.28. So if you see it go under 378.28, wait for it to have a massive drop. The bigger the drop, the better. The next support level on the daily shows is at 375.53. It also shows there's a gap to fill below at 374. So the last play on puts, along with the 380 key breakdown for the green to red move, would be this. What you want to see is you want to see the SPY go under 378.28. You want a big sell-off. When it has the big sell-off, wait for it to bounce back up. Once it rips back up to that previous support, that 378.20 level for the first time, try scalping puts and then cover out that previous support, sell at that previous support. That's the game. So our two plays in terms of puts, we're looking for the green to red move, and we're also looking for another play where if it drops below 378, there is no support. It starts to fill the gap. The next support on the daily is at 375. We wait for it to bounce back up after selling off hard towards that 378.20 level. Once it rips back up, we short the retest, and then we sell at that previous support level. That's the game plan, right? Now, let's discuss the bulls. What would the bulls need to do to flip the trend for the short term? To squeeze the bears for a bit? What would need to occur? This is what would need to occur. It is make or break for the bulls. It is make or break. If they cannot do this, then we're going to see a hard gap fill play. So this is what they need to do. They need to break above $381.10. They need to break above this Friday's lows, and they need to turn that into support. If they do end up doing that, what are going to be the next levels where it starts to break out towards? The next level, which is also a key level I want you to keep an eye on, is this 382.50 level, which was Friday's pre-market support lows, and it's very close to the previous closing price on Friday as well, the closing price of Friday. So that's going to be an interesting zone. If it goes above that, then it goes to 385, right? So that's what I want you to focus on heading into tomorrow. I want you to focus on the bearish opportunities in terms of the call opportunity, in terms of no reason for playing puts. If it's above 381 and it's green, there is no reason for puts. 382.50 to 383 is going to be an interesting reaction. If it breaks above that, then we are going to go to this 385 level. Another special level that I want you to keep an eye on in terms of bulls taking control and stuff like that. The gap close reversal call opportunity at 374.13 support. Also the gap breakout opportunity. There is a high on this candlestick right here. This is the inverse of the gap breakdown. Right here, you can see the high is at 386.58. If you ever see the SPY break above that 385 resistance, the bulls are going to flip the overall macro trend and they're going to try to go bullish. If you see it break above 386.58, then what's going to occur is if they turn that into support, it's going to have a strong move to the upside, squeeze the bears, and the bulls are going to start to take control for the micro and macro, and they're going to fill the gap at 389.63, right? So these levels are more future levels as addressed in terms of the more narrow future levels and in terms of the narrow macro levels. That has been addressed in yesterday's video as well. Make sure you stay up to date and make sure you continue to use these key macro levels and micro levels. They are all still very, very relevant, right? So our best plays heading into tomorrow based off the price action that we're seeing is we're interested in trading at the 381 to 380 zone. We're also interested in if it has a big sell-off at 378, wait for it to rip back up to 378, try puts at that level for previous support reacting as a resistance. We are also interested in the 374 gap close reversal level, right? And it is going to be fairly interesting as well to see how we react at 382.50 to 383.28. Because that's going to be a fairly interesting level to see how we react in that zone as well. But those are my key levels. That's what I'm interested in trading at heading in towards tomorrow. That's going to be wrapping up my analysis for the SPY. So within Trader Society, as always, I'm going to be trading live within chat. and that is going to be reopening up towards the end of this year. It is expected to reopen up no later than January 1st. So stay tuned for further information. I will see you guys within the chat room tomorrow.